Hello guys. So today, the whole day I was like distracting myself mostly out of social media. Um, as we all seen what happened with uh, the Texas school shooting, it was really hard. I am a mom who gets so anxious because my son is always one of what do you say one of the smallest in the class, so and he used to be a college child, so from that time onwards I am a mom who used to stay in parking lot all the time and just worried about him inside school. So for me it took so long. Even today I used to sometimes ask him because he skipped a grade, so that's why he is always one of the smallest in the class. So even today I always used to make sure, like, are you comfortable in the class and how are you doing and all. But when I saw the news, it was like you did show your power on someone who cannot oppose you. So that's how it felt like. I mean, the kids wouldn't have imagined what is happening around them, and I can't imagine what the teach what this parents who were about to receive them at the end of the day it would have felt. So the whole day I wanted to keep myself out and do, but as you know, I was doing this lame, so I thought, why not I just talk about how I keep myself when I do something. So today we are just going to talk about no Sanagans products, nothing. It's like it can be applied for anybody, any phase of life. So this is how I approach it. This is something I learned from one of the other distributor in the company who I always look up to, because she also calls herself an introvert. Because even yesterday I went to a group lesson with my husband, but I think I was so anxious because I think sometimes it makes me so nervous when I don't know what's going to happen. So in that case, I never been attempt to group classes actually. So I love my Zoom sessions. I love my to follow my YouTube what do you call, like, workout sessions or whatever it is to keep me going. Or I'm an outdoor person. I just go for a walk. That's how I used to do. So he's been going for so long, and he was like calling me to attend it. I think every month they have a free pass. So he was like, you need to try once. Like, I've been taking so many friends for the lessons, and at least once you come and try it. So I've been pushing it for so long, and finally yesterday I went and I really enjoyed it. But the thing for me is I cannot think of a very long term goal. So, how I approach anything, it can be your fitness goal, it can be what do you say, like eating healthy, drinking water, or your financial goal, it can be of anything. The first thing I learned is to write it. I think back home, that's one thing we all learned. And forgive me if I don't reply your comments. I think Facebook been acting so crazy since I go live every single day. He doesn't push the comments to when I am live. So yesterday or a few days also, whoever commented, I couldn't see it unless I hopped out. So it's not that I'm ignoring or anything. I don't know whether it shows on your screen, but it never shows up on my screen. So that's how he is. Like, I mean, Facebook always thinks to suppress businesses. That's one way. So that's why, as a small business owner, we always ask you guys to comment, like, and interact, because he always, I mean, I always, okay, Facebook always likes to suppress businesses, because whatever algorithm they come up with, that's what they want to follow. Either they want to monetize it, or they want everyone to uh, make it like a public group or something. Because for me, I kept it private so that people will be comfortable sharing. That's one thing I've been holding on for almost 4.5 years now. So it's okay if it doesn't push it's okay. I want you guys to feel comfortable in sharing whatever you feel instead of just having more visibility and having more new customers. So that's fine. So the first thing I always believe in is writing it down somewhere, even if it is a bigger goal that you feel like it sounds silly, it sounds ridiculous. For example, writing it as you want to be a millionaire. Like, maybe it may sound silly. If you ask me, for example, every time I always used to tell my husband, like, if you are a millionaire, you need to have minimum 7 or 8 streams of income. So that's one thing they always follow, because if one crashes, you still have other modes of income. So that's how they think. So when I started this business itself, everyone were like asking me like, oh, you never know nothing about skincare, nothing about makeup, or nothing about business. So how are you going to run it? So that's how I learned it. When I started the pre-pleating, that's what my thought was exactly. Like, so until and unless you start doing something, you are never going to be good. Thing to believe is to write it down somewhere. It can be how do you call it, like, you can post it, you can have it on your phone lock screen, you can have it in your fridge or somewhere where you will see every day. That really makes your brain to think. That's what it's going to point out, because if you don't believe it, if you don't make your brain believe it, then you are not going to achieve it, because it's like you are talking on someone's behalf. Like, you always say someone is going to laugh at you, but practically you are doing it. So in that case, if you go to a children's classroom and all, you can see that the teachers will have important concepts around the class, because the more you see, the more your brain is going to attract it. She used to quote an example, and I have done the same. Like, when we were about to buy our first car, I think it was Santro, but we were narrowing down on what color we wanted. So what we used to do is we used to go house hunting in bike. So on the way, I used to literally see how many cars I will see on the colors I want. So when you look at it in that way, your brain will literally show wherever it is. Like, I mean, you will see, oh, I'm seeing here. So that's what it is about. So when you are looking to do something, and you have told your brain that this is what you want, like, think of this way, like, you just say to your husband that I want a sari. Do you think he can narrow it down? None of the husbands can, because it's like you need to pinpoint what you need. So same way, brain cannot think when you have so many options. So you need to pinpoint and say, okay, this is what I'm aiming for, and this is what my goal is. Then obviously brain will pick what is the way to do it. So that is one thing I always believed in it. So every year I use my vision board. So my vision board, I make it in my phone background. So you can make it like most of the people will make it in a poster board or even a small paper. You can do whatever you just need to write it down with your, whether it's in tissue paper, it doesn't matter. Write it down what you want to achieve, and make sure you keep it somewhere where you see it often. So that's first thing. Second thing is, like I said, having a yearly goal and then breaking it down. So like I said, for example, if I have a sales goal, then I will break it down to different yearly goal into monthly goal, I mean quarterly goal. Quarterly goal, I break it into monthly, and then monthly to weekly, weekly to daily. But when it comes to daily, I don't call it goal, rather it's an action point. I think me and Janani, Satya and all, we always talk about, when it comes to workout, whatever you do today, it's not going to reflect tomorrow. Like, for example, yesterday, if I burn 900 calories, I cannot look into the mirror tomorrow or today and just say, oh, I worked 900 calories and I didn't see any reflection today. So Sanajans always says, like, whatever you are planting today, it's after 90 days. Think of it as a plant. whatever you are doing, like a workout or eating healthy or sleeping early, anything, it will reflect after only 90 days, even as a skincare. That's how I call it. So you need to give yourself time to see the benefits. So in that case, if you have a daily goal, then if you keep skipping for 2 or 3 days, then it will feel overwhelmed. So I have it as action points, I call it. So for example, if you think like, okay, I need to cut down eating out, so I need to prepare meal prep and cook for at least 3 days a week, then set a goal. And in my house we always make a meal plan, so we know what we are buying. It doesn't matter you buy it from farmers market or from Costco. End of day, I think it's a very big joke, we always make it. Any Costco trip, once you load everything in the fridge, everybody goes out and eats. That's how, because it's a tiring process. So similar way, after ending up buying so much, if you are not going to utilize it, it doesn't matter whatever you planned for it. So always have action points. So like I said, if I have to have a healthy eating habits, I always have a meal plan in my what do you call it, my fridge. I will stick it on my fridge so that anyone knows, like even if my teen comes, he knows what's going to be for dinner, and it helps me to plan. For example, if I am giving him bread for afternoon, I know he needs a bigger meal in the evening or a bigger breakfast. So like it helps me to balance it out. Similar way I tell for my people who are how do you call it, new to business or even new to something. If I have to go for 2 hour workout, then I need to plan for my meal prep around it so that I can manage. So having this kind of breaking down your goal will really put you to continue your goal for a longer period of time. So if you have this kind of thing, then even if you miss 1 or 2 days, it's okay to get back and start continuing it. Instead of worrying about the days you missed, you know that you can still catch up and do whatever you intended to do. So that's one thing I always suggest. Like I said, whether it can be your anything of your sort, like for example, if you had a financial goal that you need to save this much for the month or per a year, having it saying like, oh, I need to save 10K for this year makes sound big, you don't even know where to start. But if you break it down and have for example, you have like 1,000 per month or something, then it makes it like an achievable goal. So in that case, you can plan where you need to cut down. Like, okay, groceries, I'm going to stick to this. So I even tell my husband or anything, like sometimes you may feel like you have switched on the light for like few seconds, and they'll be like, I always point out and say, you didn't do. And it may seem very minor, but when you consider it on a long term, then even that small seconds matters. So that's how it is. So even if it is $1, even if it is $10, it may look smaller when you see it at that moment, but when you see it on a longer period, it makes sense. Like when I moved to this US first, I think many of you might have heard it. Like there used to be an app, I think it's called Gas Buddy or something. So there they used to you can say the how do you call it, like your zip code, and it will say where the lowest, you can see what is the gas price around you. So I used to be like, who is going to do that? Like, I mean, I didn't get a point, because for example, if it is 3.72 there and 3.70 here, I was like, do you think the 2 cents matters? Because when you see it as 2 cents, it doesn't look like it's a very big thing. But think of it in a year, like every time you are going to do 15 to 20 gallons, and for a month, those days, I think it has become like that before COVID and after COVID. So before COVID, he used to go to drop my son every day in school, and pick him. I need to go pick him. So it's like both of us will be driving 2 cars every single day. So in that case, like thinking of for a month or for a year, it makes more sense to even similar way. Similar way, everything, drinking water, like I think that is one of the thing we all struggle. um, I wanted to do, one of my goal was to do something called 75 hard. 75 hard has few things you need. It's like a what, it's not a workout program, it's like a, how do you call it? It's a program that you follow, where you have to do two workouts a day, one indoor, one outdoor. I think the outdoor was 45 minutes, and it has to be 3 hours in between two workouts. And you need to do one gallon per day water. You need to read physical book for 10 pages at least every night. And follow any diet. I think, yeah, with diet wise they don't restrict at all, but I think no sugar, that and all is default. So but it is like something, if you see as a whole, it feels so hard, because every single day, no matter what, whether it rains, whether it's hot, whether you are traveling, everything, you need to still accommodate all those things. So I break it down. So far what I do is, I started going for my 45-minute walk in the morning. That way, I am trying to drink my 1 gallon water too. Similar way, I think most of you guys might have seen my gallon water bottle. So the gallon water bottle, if you see, it's very, very big. So sometimes even to fill it, it will be like, oh, it takes 5 minutes even to fill the water bottle. And instead of that, I take my smaller water bottle sometimes, so that I can keep one here, one in my bedroom, one where I sit and work during the day, in my living room or kitchen. So what happens is, I know I can finish this by morning when I'm here doing the video, or I know next 2 hours I'll be sitting there with Cloudy during my following up, or booking the next things, all those kind of stuff. So always break down your goal and make it achievable, and have an accountability partner. That is one thing I always suggest, because when you do it by yourself, after some time, we all are human beings. Like I said, we all have ups, we all have downs. Like it really hits us hard. So it can be physical things that goes on, it will be emotional thing that goes on. So having an accountability partner really helps with anything. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you're preparing for a test, like for your work or anything, it really helps, because um, for my workout and all, we always send text every day. And I used to post in my previous, I used to post in WhatsApp status too, but sometimes it takes so long. So what I do is I post in my Instagram stories or something. So that way I know, like, if I'm going to miss for 10 days, obviously one of my friends will ping and ask me, like, did you forget to post, or you didn't, what do you say, like, you didn't do, or you are not well. So that really keeps you motivated. It doesn't matter you missed the 10 days, but when someone asks you those questions, you will get up and do it. So end of day, that matters. And always believe in your dreams. Like, if you don't believe, nobody else is going to. So if you are setting a goal, first of all, you believe that you can achieve it, and then everything will come around. So I I always tell myself, like, if I'm going to achieve something, I will think how it will be after I do achieve that. So that will make you feel happy, and that will make you feel move towards that goal and make it achievable. So that's it. That's the thing I wanted to share for today, and I can't wait to hear from you guys what you do. Share it with everybody, like, even if it is a simple tip that can help someone who needed to hear it for today. Like, in this world at this time, we need a little bit of kindness towards each other. That's all we are asking for, nothing else. So you all have a wonderful day, guys.